It's been a while, Chelsea family, since I've done a video on you guys. And I mean, you guys have been properly shifting, properly moving in the market. So we'll talk about things from Garnacho to Simons to Hato. It's going to be a really exciting video. But before I begin, if you are a Chelsea fan, please hit the subscribe. I'm trying to get more of you guys on this channel. I want to talk more about you guys, analyze you across the season. It's going to be really exciting. And of course, hit the like too. It is always very much appreciated. But let's start with the Fabrizio Romano stuff. And he says Chelsea are pursuing both Xavi Simons and Alejandro Garnacho deals, separate topics and not alternative. Both players keen on joining Chelsea. Talks advanced for Xavi. Leipzig aware of player desires, which is to go to Chelsea. No talks for Garnacho yet, but he is on Chelsea's list. And I'm going to give you my sort of raw thoughts on this initially. Xavi Simons is one of my favourite players, man. He genuinely is. And if you don't know, if you're not a regular on this channel, I am an Arsenal fan. And he's somebody I would have taken at our club. You know, these are the guys that I really want to see at Arsenal Football Club, because the way Xavi Simons plays the game, in particular, he speeds it up. There's particular actions, small actions, which he does, which really just gets the game going. You know, there was this clip I put out on Twitter of Xavi Simons winning a free kick against Zubimendi. Within 2 seconds, he's already done diagonal ball to the other winger to go 1v1. That's what I mean. You know, the only way you're going to win in this Premier League is by speeding up the play and getting at teams when their structure isn't set. If you let the team sit in their structure, sit in their mid or low block, you're going to struggle. Xavi Simons instantly quickens things up for Chelsea in those pockets, in those spaces, whether he starts off the left, whether he starts in the right-hand side, whether he starts in the 8 position off the left-hand side. Xavi Simons will speed the game up and allow Chelsea to play quicker. And as for Garnacho, I believe this is the perfect blend for Jamie Bino Gittens. You know, Gittens is a phenomenal player. I think he's one of the best. And let me actually go and check in terms of on my Twitter profile, if I can try and find it on here, because I've talked about Jamie Bino Gittens quite a lot. I genuinely believe if you search Gittens in my account, and I'll do it with Simons as well, they're players I've talked about a lot. You know, you don't want to show that comp. Here it is. Looking at all the touchline footage I gathered, because if you don't know, I used to make compilations on Twitter about players, wingers off the wing and how they would react to certain actions, their dribbling technique. I said the winger who surprised and impressed me most with their ability is definitely Gittens. I genuinely believe he could be one of the very best in his position. Chelsea onto something big if they get this done. I also put this out. Chelsea fans, Gittens is the sort of guy, if progress is linear, then in 3-4 years can hang at the Vinny Jr. table for wingers. 1v1 explosiveness, capacity to go on the outside and inside, very good creative separation, makes good shooting angles, and a touchline demon. See, look, that's 3 tweets. This is another one. This is the third one. Jamie Gittens, wow, just watched a lot of footage of him as a touchline winger. My word, he is a joke. Chelsea may have missed a major world beater in terms of 1v1 touchline play. Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, Chelsea, this is a top player. See, that is 3 tweets from me talking about Jamie Bino Gittens. That's how much I rate him. And this was all before Chelsea finalised it. It was a bit before the Club World Cup, where he was speeding off of his out of Dortmund training ground. But you've got him. So him and Garnacho is the perfect blend. It's going to take him a year, I think, to properly get into that world-class status. But having Garnacho with Premier League experience play off the left, who I think is genuinely one of the most underrated wingers in terms of his intensity and how his capacity to go. And Garnacho is the sort of player who'll get you 20 GA in a season. And those 20 GA can help you either win the league, get top 4, and complete your objectives. Genuinely, you know, I am a big fan of him. And in fact, let me go and check Xavi Simons in my tweets, because that's a player I genuinely love so much. Here is the action I was talking about. I really hope it doesn't get copyrighted, but I'm going to be sneaky. He wins that free kick, plays it short. Look what he does. Look what he does. Don't want to shoot. There, straight up there. Going to be quick before copyright gets me with a couple of these clips I've done. And here are my tweets on Xavi Simons. You don't understand how much I love Xavi Simons as a player. He's exactly what I love. Dynamism, forceful, wants to play that penetrative pass, no waiting around. I'd be delighted if Arsenal sign it. It's just me being absolutely upset with half these players that I would want for Arsenal. The more I watch Xavi Simons, the more I'm falling in love with his profile. Killer in the box, always arrives at the right time. It's crazy. Insane ball striking from most areas. Not afraid to play the penetrative passes. Can deal with contact. Bring him. He is dynamism. 56 million is an absolute steal for Xavi Simons. He's a reference whenever somebody asks me what I like in an 8-10 hybrid. Middle to final third, such a good carrier, always sees the pass, may not always be accurate, but he knows what's around him, mid-block difference maker. The reason why I love Xavi Simons is because, you know, you get in the point now, I think, Chelsea fans. This guy is really good. And I actually did make a tweet for you Chelsea fans. I did say this. Xavi Simons will be a top signing for Chelsea, middle to final third carrier that they like, would allow Palmer to play more inside and more wide, and drift into pockets, then Reece James overlap. I'm very excited to see. So I think Xavi Simons would allow Chelsea to really have as much creative, fast-playing players in their team. Players willing to play the final ball. Players willing to strike the ball. I think Palmer against PSG was a phenomenal example of how good Chelsea can really be. Especially when Palmer has the ability to hold the width and drift out there. You got a dynamic player next to him. It can be really, really good. I know there's Neto. I know there's Esteval. Phenomenal players in their own right. But if you ask me to sort of put the right Chelsea side out there, I'm going Palmer, Simons, Enzo, Gittens, and then João Pedro up top. I genuinely believe those four behind João Pedro work magic and defeat most of those games in which you're thinking Chelsea is just scraping by here, Chelsea just about doing that sort of four players will constantly be just added and added again. Gittens like Garnacho, added and added again. I genuinely believe it's a good deal. It's a really, really good deal. And that's not me even sort of talking about Jorrel Hato, who we had Here We Go for, and the medicals and all of that. If you search him in my account, you'll see what I've been saying. Rodrigo X Hato is a left-sided. I mean, I'm almost laughing thinking about, how many times I've tweeted about Jorrel Hato as well, because he was set to come to Arsenal. We wanted him. I think he's going to be a really good left-back. I think he's one of those players whereby his on-the-ball stuff is really underrated. I really believe that Jorrel Hato on the ball is something good. The assists, the running power. And I called him something which a lot of people may not like. Where is it actually? I called him a Nuno Mendes-esque player. And there's been a lot of talk. Yeah, here you go. Here is the tweet. Currently gathering clips, and although I see it, but my word is frustrating because Hato can surge, he has the ability to do so, plus overlap, but hardly takes space. Somebody needs to tell him you can. So Hato can go on the overlap. He has the engine to do so. But because he's so hell-bent on being told to be inside the pitch, we don't get to see it. But I'm scared because Hato, if he's told by Maresca to go on the overlap, express yourself more on the outside, he'll be something. I don't think he's the best 1v1 defender, lockdown player. But on the overlap, carrying the ball, he's quite powerful, He can really shift and move forward. And that's why I really liked him, There's not going to be another Nuno Mendes out there. But Jorrel Hato is almost the passing Nuno Mendes, the player that's better on the ball than Nuno Mendes, but, has the ability to carry. Genuinely has a really good ability to carry. But yeah, Chelsea fans, I want to just quickly have a look at CFCPYS, I think you guys call him. I normally see you Chelsea fans on about him as a really good sort of news aggregator on what the latest news is. Gui, Brohan, Cuckoo, Jackson and Sterling can follow João Felix out of Chelsea. Key to get new signings. That's good. Get the deadwood out there. Get the profit in. Chelsea are really good at that. Garnacho's out here liking Fabrizio Romano's Instagram post about us linking him to Chelsea. He obviously wants that move. But genuinely, yeah, Chelsea fans, things are looking up. I'm jealous. And let's see how it plays out for you guys next season.